If you're new to Deception Bytes, hit the like and subscribe button and be sure to hit the bell to be notified of future videos. If you wish to support the channel, the links are in the description below. Now, fasten your seatbelt. Here we go.
Okay guys, I'm back and it is Thursday, April 11th, and it's 10:06 p.m. Eastern Time. Now what I'm going to do, I just uploaded the Q drop from yesterday and the one from today, and now we're going to get into some Q related news, but this one actually is going to be just about Julian Assange because I have too much other Q related news and I don't want it to get all mashed together. So let's take a look at what is happening with Julian Assange because there is lots. Now, I'm going to go here first.
Right now, Julian Assange is in police custody in London. His 7-year-long standoff with authorities in the UK is over, and let's begin with new video of how it all ended this morning. Now, this is video, we should tell you, from RT, which is the news agency owned by Russian television. You can see there at the center, Assange being carried out of Ecuador's embassy, where he has been holed up since 2012. And there you see being put into that police van. Here is the front of the Westminster Magistrates Court, and what we are hearing this morning is that Assange is in police custody somewhere at a central London location, a central London police station, and this is where he will appear as soon as possible. So our eyes are there. Our eyes are still outside the Ecuadorian embassy, and our eyes are right now directed at our bureau in London as Renee Filipponi joins us. She's been tracking the story since it broke with
Now, I'm going to stop it there because what I wanted to show you most here is not what they have to say, because I think there's probably a lot of disinformation there. So, and I keep looking at this. I want to just be sure that the microphone is working, and it is, because as you know, I did upload a video a couple days ago, two of them in fact, that the video or the audio was not working for, so I wanted to be sure. But let's go back. Now, what it was here that I wanted you to see most was the actual him being brought out. Notice he's holding a magazine as well, and he is not being brought out under his own power. He is being carried out. So he looked distressed to me. He looks very distressed here, and that will become important as we move along. Okay, now he looks distressed. He looks disheveled, distressed. It's not, I don't feel like he's been given a lot of notice because he's not shaved. He just looks disheveled to me. And of course he's been in custody since, oh gosh, well, it's a long time. I can't even remember. Is it 2011 or is it even before that? He's been in custody a long time. Well, not in custody, but in the Ecuadorian embassy there. So let's look at this again.
Police custody in London. His 7-year-long standoff with authorities in the UK is over, and let's begin with new video of how it all ended this morning. Now, this is...
So now, these people, they're bringing him out right now. Now, notice, first of all, notice he's clutching a magazine in his hand, and I'd like to know what that magazine is, because I think it is sending us a signal, and he looks distressed. It bothered me when I saw this video at first, because I thought, my gosh, this man he looks stressed, really stressed, and he looks like he is being brought out against his will.
Is video, we should tell you, from RT, which is the news agency owned by Russian television.
See, the magazine is right here. Now, I am not aware of what that magazine is or why he would be clutching it. It's a little odd if you're being, brought out under duress or whatever from the embassy. Would you take time to bring a magazine? I wouldn't. But let's look. Let's continue to look here.
You can see there in the center, Assange being carried
And he's saying
out of
something.
Ecuador's embassy, where he has been holed up since 2012.
2012. So,
and there you see being...
now, and he's being put in a van. Now, let's go back. Let's go back. Now we have a picture of him sitting in the van. And this from 8% Revolt. Julian Assange pictured sitting in the back of a van in handcuffs with his thumb up. Trust the plan. Now, this is interesting because he looks much more relaxed here. He doesn't have the magazine in his hand. He looks much more relaxed there, though. I'm wondering if at this point someone has told him the plan and he's relaxed about it. He probably didn't know what was happening to him as he was being brought out. I don't know. But he was most certainly not brought out under his own power. They were carrying him out. He was not walking out willingly, and he was clutching a magazine, which I think is a little odd. So he's giving the thumbs up. Now, I don't think if it wasn't okay, if he was, if something, was happening, that he was going to be taken to prison, whatever, I just don't think he would be giving the thumbs up. Then look at, now he is in handcuffs. He is in handcuffs. And as we will find out a bit later, he is being brought. He was being brought because the United States has requested extradition, and the UK has complied. So, in his other hand, he's doing this. Now, there are many pictures out there of Assange doing this, like, power to the people, or power, like, that is a very well-known hand symbol. And I mean, I've seen President Trump do it. Lots of people do it. It's, it's a power symbol. And so one hand is doing a power symbol. The other hand's doing the thumbs up. He looks a lot more collected here. His hair isn't so disheveled. And he looks a little more relaxed, if you ask me. All right, let's come down. Now, this from Lisa May. He's on his way here. Breaking. Julian Assange's lawyer says his client was arrested on a U.S. extradition request. So, and remember the DOJ plane that was there in London? That's what I think that it was there for. I think that he is probably right now, as we speak, if he's not already on U.S. soil, he's about to be. That's what I believe. And let's go on here. Now, this is interesting as well. How Comey intervened to kill WikiLeaks' immunity deal. And this was from April 19th, 2018, so just about a year ago. And this anonymous, an Anon, said, "When will we find out about Seth Rich and Las Vegas?" And Q responds and says, "Seth Rich connect to DNC, MS-13. We already know that Seth Rich was murdered. Well, he was attempted to be murdered by 2 MS-13 gang members. However, they didn't quite do the job, and he died in the hospital. Now, under what circumstances, we don't know. Probably not good circumstances, but as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, he was later pronounced dead at the hospital, so he didn't die right there on the street. So Seth Rich connects to the DNC, which we know, right? And because he worked for the DNC, and he is the one that took the disk. It wasn't Russians hacking. It was Seth Rich who copied it onto a disk and gave it to Julian Assange. MS-13 connects into it because they are the ones that did the hit. Then later, remember, they found 2 dead MS-13 gang members dead not that far away. Now, why did the Democrats push legal representation on the family? And this says Julian Assange, Seth Rich connect to DNC, MS-13, and Julian Assange. Now, we know how they all connect, right? And then why did the Dems push legal representation on family? Whose family? Seth Rich's family. June, ETA. Now, so this was April, and Q was saying June ETA is probably when we'll find out. Not probably, he was saying June ETA. Q. Except this was, he intervened, because Comey intervened, it was delayed. Now, let's look at this. Okay, so that was in April of last year when Q told us this. Now, this by John Solomon was June 25th, 2018. What did Q say here? June, estimated time of arrival. What estimated time of arrival? Julian Assange. Julian Assange estimated time of arrival was June of last year. But Comey intervened. Now this by John Solomon, which was written in June 25th, 2018. The effort resulted in the drafting of a limited immunity deal that might have temporarily freed the WikiLeaks founder from a London embassy where he had been exiled for years, according to interviews and a trove of internal DOJ documents turned over to the Senate investigators. Read the draft immunity deal proffer that the Justice Department was considering for Assange here. But an unexpected, all these people that say, oh, but Q says this stuff and it never happens. An unexpected intervention by Comey, relayed through Warner, soured the negotiations, multiple sources tell me. Now, you know, this is an aside. I just want to mention this because that's not why I'm bringing this up. But there's so many people out there saying, oh, remember when Q said this and it didn't happen? And remember when Q said this and it didn't happen? And this was one of them. This was one of them that people said, yeah, we were supposed to hear in June. We didn't, did we? Right. Why didn't we? Because an unexpected intervention occurred. Unexpected intervention by Comey. Now, we all know he's a great guy, right? Yeah. Relayed through Warner, soured the negotiations, multiple sources tell me. Assange eventually unleashed a series of leaks that U.S. officials say damaged their cyber warfare capabilities for a long time to come. And so that is why he was not brought sooner. Now, what do I believe? Well, it's not all that important what I believe because I don't know if what I believe is the truth, but it is based, it's an educated guess. Let's call it that. It's not just an out there guess, it's an educated guess. I believe he's being brought back to extradited to the US, not to face prosecution as much as he's being brought back to testify. To testify. He's got the goods. He's got a lot of goods. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But I do believe that he will be given immunity. Probably for his testimony, which could put a lot of people away for a very long time. You and I both know it. He's got the info. Remember, Q said, we have the source. The source. That is Julian Assange. The source. And this from POTUS schedule. When asked about Julian Assange's arrest this morning, POTUS says he's aware of what's happening to Assange and said a determination on him will be made by Attorney General Barr. So he deflected it, really. He said, yes, I'm aware of what's happening. You know, he's the president. Of course he's aware of what's happening. But a determination will be made by Attorney General Barr. Now, I believe that, personally, he's being brought back to testify. That's what I believe. Now, if somebody has information to the contrary and can show me that, no, that's not why he's being brought back, then I would be happy to hear it. But that is what makes sense to me. Q said, we have the source. Now, would it make sense to, we have the source and we're gonna prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law and then send him to Gitmo? No, it doesn't even make sense. All right, let's go down here. And this is what confused me a bit today. Lindsey Graham said, I'm glad to see the wheels of justice are finally turning when it comes to Julian Assange. In my book, he has never been a hero. His actions, releasing classified information, put our troops at risk and jeopardized the lives of those who helped us in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, I don't know. I looked at that and I thought, well, that's interesting. If Julian Assange, Q says, we have the source. He's being brought back. He's obviously in a much different frame of mind when they're bringing him out than he is when he's sitting there giving the thumbs up. His whole face is relaxed. You can tell by comparing the facial expression of when he's being brought out forcefully, not under his own volition. He is not walking, he is being carried. He's clutching a magazine, which I'm not able to determine what it is or what it means, but he's clutching this magazine, which I believe has some sort of significance, and he's being put in forcefully into this van, but while he's sitting in the van, all of a sudden his hair isn't all askew. It's combed back nicely. His face is relaxed. He's giving a thumbs up and a power sign. What changed? Did somebody inform him where he was really going and what was really happening to him? I think so. Now, call me crazy. You wouldn't be the first, but that's what I believe. Now, Lindsey Graham, remember, we are watching a movie, right? We've been told that several times. What makes a good movie? Good actors, good script. Well, maybe Lindsey Graham is part of that good script, good acting, and he is here playing a part saying, oh yes, he needs to be brought to justice. But I believe personally that his testimony, Julian Assange, his testimony is crucial. So that's, I don't know, I believe Lindsey Graham, it could be kind of like a little to throw you off. I don't know. Because do they really want the Democrats knowing that he's coming here not to face justice and be sent to Gitmo or wherever or to prison or whatever, but he's coming here to testify? Do they really want the Dems to know that? I don't know. I wouldn't think so, seeing as he's most likely testifying against many of them. So we have to keep that in mind. So that's what I think is happening. I am quite certain that that is what's happening. We did have the whole DOJ plane over there, remember? So I do believe that it was there to pick him up. I believe that either he is on his way to U.S. soil or he is already on U.S. soil, and I can guarantee you he is probably being treated well. But what I'd like to know, what I'd really, really like to know. Now, you will just probably roll your eyes at me, and that's fine, it's fine, it's fine. I want to know what happened to the cat, the embassy cat. Remember, we had a picture of him, he had a cat in the embassy. His cat wasn't with him when he came out. I don't know. What happened to the cat? cat? Does the cat stay at the embassy? Hopefully somebody's looking after the cat, man. You know, you got to worry about the cat. Yeah, I know. But it did cross my mind. Will the DOJ bring his cat with him? Because he probably, you know, he was probably extremely lonely in that embassy all those years. And, you know, the cat probably broke up the boredom and he probably got quite attached to it. So I'd like to know what happened to it. Wouldn't you? What happened to Embassy Cat? We should start a movement. We want to see Embassy Cat. We demand to see Embassy Cat. Anyway, that is it for this portion. Now, I am coming back and doing another video tonight, and that will be Q-related news. It's going to be more of a conglomeration. I did want to separate the Julian Assange stuff. I didn't want to get that lost in the heap of other news. So there you have it. Thank you for listening. Thank you guys so much for everything you've done, and you have done much. I thank you to the Patreon supporters. Thank you to you guys that have bought me coffee. You guys are more supportive than I could ever have hoped for, just even in prayers and encouraging words and everything. You are the best, and I appreciate it. So, and I appreciate the fact that you come and listen to me, because otherwise I would be just sitting here talking to myself, and, well, people would talk. So there you go. I will be back shortly. As soon as this is uploaded,